place just looks so weird and barren now. Without any camera equipment over here, really. No computers. It's just kind of blah. Welcome back, guys. I know I said I wasn't coming back into the office that much, if at all, over this whole stay-at-home thing. I don't know how long it's going to last. No one does. But Zach from Blade HQ asked if I'd like to be on a live stream this week, and I said, absolutely, let's do it. And I'm not really set up to do that at home. Also, I have an 11-month-old who is very loud, dogs that bark at everything, and no setup for it. So I figured I'll just come here and do the live stream tomorrow, but I've got to set up for that and get ready for that beforehand, so that's why I'm here today. And honestly, if you did not know there was a stay-at-home order in Concord, you would think that it's business as usual. Everybody is still here at work, like all the companies at this facility, which is a little strange. The streets are very full. There's people everywhere. There's a lot of activity, so hopefully those people are still practicing social distancing and being smart with what they're doing, and maybe they're just out driving and not just congregating and doing things they don't need to be doing. I've left the house twice. Once yesterday because I had to go get rent. Turns out I left my wallet at home, so I still have to go do that today. But we've been mostly at home. We've run to the grocery store a couple of times because we needed things. Once, actually, we've only made one grocery run. So yeah, we've been mostly at home and just hanging out, having fun with Eleanor, and just, I've been enjoying my time just being at home. It's been really, really nice. But I'm also going a little stir crazy. Something you may or may not know about me is that I am a bit of a workaholic. I really enjoy my work. I love what I do. I love being here in this space and making videos. And when I am allowed to sit and watch videos, all it does is motivate me to create. If I have just a couple of hours at night to watch YouTube, what it does is it inspires me to get back on the horse and just go at it. And one thing I've always enjoyed, and I don't know that I'm particularly good at it, but I've always enjoyed vlogging. I like just talking a lot, and that is what I'm best at, I think. I don't think this channel is the right place for them, so after this video and maybe one more, they're all going to exist on the second channel, and that's Taylor Martin. You can just search for it. It's going to be linked down below and also in one of these corners. And trying to get better at this, I think, is the key. Just get better talking to you guys and being myself in front of camera, which most of the time I'm not. Hello? I wasn't sure if I was going to answer. I'm like, oh, it's this guy. I was on the phone with somebody when you called, so I couldn't answer. I was just going to ask, like, what you're doing. Like, if, what are you wearing? No, I'm kidding. No. This just got weird. Yeah, no, I was going to see if you were still business as usual or what, if anything's changed for you. You did an EDC update, and you're not even an EDC channel, and I did an EDC update, and yours crushed mine. What a Did it? Yeah.
I mean, I know mine's been doing well. Go join one of those. If you're in a fucking thing that's about knives and EDC shit, more like there's a bunch of dudes in there and they're demonetized. They're like, nope, let it rip. He's like, we demonetized our live streams a long time ago because we found that it's just, in our videos, we keep it, one way, but the live streams, we let it ride. Hey, shitty. We're like, well, we might as well talk about guns for a few minutes because, we've already been talking about whiskey and cigar. We've been on in a month. They're like, the only thing you're missing is cars. You start talking about cars in World War II, this will be the best fucking guy live stream ever for our podcast.
Yeah.
As we were doing it, I was like, man, this kind of feels like what I imagined. I mean, we could probably touch on it a couple times because people are probably going to want to know our opinions about that stuff. So, I mean, we might.
One eternity later.
Videos, because when YouTube,
Well, now that our 4-hour weekly conference call with Jeremy Cyrus is over, I have no clue what I was saying before. Totally lost train of thought. No clue. But I think the point I was trying to make was, moving forward, I'm going to be doing vlogs on the second channel. This channel is going to stay the same. So gear overviews and the content you want to see here, EDC Weekly. I'm going to bring it back, I promise. I've been saying that for a long time. I'm going to bring it back in a new way. You're going to like it, I promise. But the second channel is going to be camping, outdoors, vlogs, just whatever else behind the scenes. You've seen a little bit of a taste of that here in the last couple of videos. That's all going over to the second channel. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, go subscribe to that channel. And it's just going to be me trying to be a little more informal and fun, and not just this robot in front of a camera. I know the idea of instant coffee sounds disgusting, but this stuff is actually pretty good. This is Swift coffee, but there's a lot of different instant coffees that are actually good now. So they're brewed just as a normal, specialty coffee, as a big probably batch pour over or drip coffee of some sort. And then it's freeze dried, so it's not like your typical instant coffee that tastes like trash. You just put it into some water and shake it up, and you have either iced or hot coffee. You can heat your water up and shake it up, or stir it, or put it in a little bottle like this with ice cold water, and you have some really good instant coffee. One more thing before Q&A, I wanted to show you guys what's in my pocket, because we're in this weird state and I'm spending a lot of time at home sitting, watching, and taking walks around the neighborhood. So I figured, why not show you guys what my stay-at-home carry has been. So let's actually start with the knife. You guys are familiar with this. I talked about it in the last video. This is the Spyderco Nirvana. Also in my pocket is my flashlight of choice, which is the Okluma DC0. Talked about this in my EDC update as well. And my wallet of choice right now is the Cave Leather Company Anderson wallet. I also have on my wrist, which I talked about in the last video as well, the Boulder Supply Company Expedition Rushmore. I'm actually joking. This is not my carry because I've decided to take this time away as an opportunity to switch things up. A few months ago, I did a video on my $250 Amazon budget EDC, and I said if that video got to 4,000 likes, which it did, I would carry that gear for a month straight. So now I'm going to switch today over to that gear and carry it for a month straight. So this is the gear that I had on me when I got here this morning, and I will be swapping all of this gear out for this. And honestly, I can't say that I'm too upset. It sucks because I got all these grails and I've been carrying this gear and refining it for so long and carrying what I want to carry. And it sucks not being able to carry those really nice knives like the Shirogorov or the Nirvana or the XM18. But it's also a really good idea to take a step back from all of that really nice, expensive gear, and use the stuff. Force myself to use and carry the stuff that I recommend, like the Civivi Elementum. Did I make a fair assessment of it? Am I going to hate this thing after a month? Am I going to change my opinion on any of this gear that I chose or the gear that I recommend? I highly recommended the Casio Duro several times as one of the best bang for your buck watches. Am I going to hate it after a month of carrying it? Maybe, probably not. But that's only part of the story. If I can't take this gear that I bought with this $250 challenge, carry it for a significant amount of time, and still say that, yes, this is the stuff, then what's the point in me doing it in the first place, right? I need to follow up and tell you guys, is this stuff worth it? Would I swap any of these out for something else? And that's what I'm going to find out. That's why I'm going to be carrying this gear for the next month. 30 days from today, the end of April, I will be switching back to my own carry and updating you guys on what I think about this gear, this $250 budget carry. So the last thing before I go today, I asked you guys last week to ask me some questions over on Instagram, and these are some weird times, so I figured I would take some time to answer your questions. So with that said, let me pull that up because I'm an idiot and didn't do it ahead of time. There were also a ton of questions, so I don't know that I can get to most of them, but I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can. So first up from John Smith. Of course, this question comes from John. When am I going to do another EDC Weekly? Maybe this Friday. It's tough to shoot it at home because of the baby and the noise. So I don't have it shot. I've got a lot of other videos shot, but I don't have one of those shot. I have it planned, but maybe this week. If not this Friday, there will definitely be one next Friday. I promise. Maybe even earlier in the week, but within the next week or so. Tina Turner asks, best moment as a dad so far. I think Eleanor saying dad for the first time was really, really moving, but for me, honestly, every single day, this is such a cop-out answer, but every single day she's learning new things, and seeing that development is the best thing. Right? So it's not one singular moment. It's watching her grow and learn new things and try new things. And she's adventurous. She's 11 months next week. And she's standing up on her own without pulling herself. She's just standing up from sitting. She can walk. She's practically running. She can crawl and climb. She's all over the place. She can talk. She knows a lot of words. She knows several colors. Just seeing that development happen is the best thing. I get this question a ton. Where do you get the leather for your lanyards? Right here. I get these spools from a place called Hobby Lobby. You can get them probably at any craft store. It's just leather lace. It does say $18.99 on it. I do not spend that. You have a coupon that you can use at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. It's pretty much always there. It's one item, so I go in and buy just a roll of this and get 40% off. Questionable about whether you should support Hobby Lobby in times like this because they've done some really crappy things for their employees, but that's what I have used in the past. Maybe I'll try to find a source of that. I found it online, but it's usually more expensive, so I'll have to source something a little better maybe. How much for the watch? So I guess they're asking in regards to this right here, which is a Bertucci A4T illuminated. I actually was planning on selling that watch for a while. I think I'm going to keep it now, but if I were to sell it, it'd probably be around $400. It's a $450 watch approximately when it was new. Thoughts on the 940 versus the Paramilitary 2? If I had to choose one knife between those two, it'd probably be the PM2, and a few reasons for that. Omega springs have a shelf life. They're going to die eventually. I've had several break on me, and that's fine. Like, Benchmade's warranty will replace them, so it's no big deal, but you have to send your knife out for repair. Honestly, as far as aesthetics goes, as far as ergonomics go, I much prefer the PM2 over the 940. I've had a 943 and a 940. I think they're good knives, but I don't think they're standout. I mean, I know a lot of people love them. I personally prefer a PM2. I prefer the ergonomics, I prefer the looks, I prefer the action. There's more that you can do with it aftermarket, and it's way easier to work on. For me, it's just a better tool. Colt45 says, $500 budget, what watch do I get? It needs to be hard use worthy and able to see in the dark. If you're talking about $500 for one singular watch, definitely look at the Bertucci A4T. It's $450-ish. It's got tritium vials as well as lume, and it is a solid titanium case with a sapphire crystal. It is one of the hardest use watches out there. You also have LumeTech watches, and that Boulder, honestly, the Boulder Expedition seems really, really heavy duty, but it's also an automatic where the others are typically quartz watches. If you go with an automatic LumeTech, you're looking at closer to $1,000, so stick with one of their quartz watches, and maybe look for a used Marathon, because Marathon watches are also super hard use. Another question comes from Casey. He says, when is the Discord EDC Photos EDC Weekly? That's the next one I'm going to do. So the way that the next EDC Weekly is going to work is basically, I'm not going to plan it. I'm going to go into the Discord and look through the submissions in the EDC Photos channel, and it's going to be kind of a hot take with each one. Just ones that catch my eye, I'll stop and look at them and talk about them, but it's not going to be like a typical EDC Weekly. Why haven't you bought the Speedmaster already? Because that's a lot of money to drop on a single watch. Like, I could sell off just a couple of my watches and afford a used Speedmaster, but I'd rather buy the one I want. And that's not to say that I want to buy one new. I still want to buy one used, but the one I want is pretty expensive, and I'm not ready to go down that path yet. Like, I'm still learning things about watches, and I'd rather go about this in a much more practical way and calculated way. I tend to jump into things such as this camera. I bought this camera and immediately wished I'd done a little more research and got a different camera. But I'm stuck with this one now for the most part. And long story short, I just want to take my time with it. It's something that's one of those watches that if I buy it, that's probably going to be one of the last big ticket purchases for me for a very long time. So I've got much more important things to buy than a watch right now. Favorite movie? So last night, Alex and I watched 1917, and I don't know that it's my favorite movie of all time, but it's worth mentioning. The cinematography in 1917 is stupid. It is so good. And if you're not into cameras and cinematography, you're going to watch this movie and maybe you'll be like, yeah, that was pretty good. The cinematography is what makes that movie, because the whole movie is shot like it's one continuous shot, and they've stitched things together in really creative ways. I counted 7 or 8, maybe 9 cuts through the whole movie. So you're talking about a 2-hour movie with like 9 cuts. I think there are probably more than that, but I was actively looking for them, and some of them are very seamless, and if you didn't know they were cuts, you wouldn't think about it. Man, such a good movie. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. I rented it last night and immediately wished I'd bought it because it's something I want to watch again. How much money do you spend in EDC gear each month? We're not going to talk about that. Why did you kill the beard? I think it was just time. It was time. I feel like this is a better look for me. Honestly, I don't like what I did with my hair, but I think this is a better look for me. So this is probably what you're going to see from me moving forward, especially through the summer. It gets really hot and humid here. And Eleanor has started pulling it again, so that's a no-go from me. Do you like bass fishing? I did it a lot when I lived in NC. Yeah, I do. I enjoy fishing a lot. I've not been in almost 2 years, and it kills me. I've not been camping in over 2 years. Also kills me. So On the second channel, you're going to see an increase in that, in camping and fishing and outdoor stuff. I don't know that I'm going to film fishing because I'm not good. I'm very bad at fishing, but I really enjoy it. But that channel, that second channel, is me getting back out into the world, and I'm really excited for that. So that's not going to detract anything from this channel. I don't want that to happen. But I really want to do the things I want to do, right? The camping and the outdoors and the stuff that I miss dearly. There's going to be videos on that channel about me building up my truck a little bit, the gear that I'm taking with me, the stuff I'm using for camping. It's not meant to be taken super seriously. I'm not an expert at any of this stuff. I just want to get back into it, and you just struck a chord, man. I'm so ready to get back out into the woods. Favorite part of being a dad, hands down, no question about it, it's that look that I get every single morning when I wake up. So Alex wakes up with Eleanor earlier in the morning than I do because I stay up late working and whatnot. So she wakes up with her in the morning, and then when I come downstairs every morning, she hears that first creak of the step, and she stops what she's doing, she whips her head around and just grins. And those reactions are the best part. Just when I walk through the door when I go home from this, I know that she's going to drop what she's doing and crawl to me as fast as she can. That reaction is just the absolute best. Favorite fixed blade? Well, I have two now. First is the BMKT Ember, and then the second one is this. This is another BMKT. This is the BMKT EDC 1. I really like this knife a lot. It's small. It's a very small fixed blade, but it fits in the hand well, and it is razor sharp. I love this knife. And I thought about it, since carrying a fixed blade, technically concealed carrying a fixed blade in North Carolina is illegal, I thought about just during this time staying at home carrying this instead of a folding knife. Well, I've decided to obviously carry the $250 carry, but I'd still like to do something with that. I don't know what I'm going to come up with, but I do want to carry this knife as an EDC knife for quite some time just to get a feel for carrying a fixed blade. What am I doing to stay busy during the quarantine? Watching a lot of YouTube, getting inspiration, jotting down notes and ideas for what to do once this is over, and just spending time with Eleanor. Just watching stuff with her, playing with her, taking walks, just being outdoors with her is a lot of fun. What is your ultimate goal? That's a very open-ended question. Ultimate goal. So I can be a little candid. I'm not going to expose everything here because, I don't want anybody to steal some of my ideas because I think some of them are very good. Ultimate goal would be to grow this channel. I'd love to hit 1 million subscribers, which that's a very far goal for me. I mean, I'm way off from that. I'd like to hit 1 million subscribers. I'd like the second channel to be successful. I'd like to really bring that one up. So if we could get that channel to 100,000 subscribers, that'd be great. It's not far away. It's at 90,500 last I checked. So, not that far away. We can get that one to 100,000 pretty quickly, but I'd like to revive it, not just have 100,000 subscribers, but push people there and have that channel survive and thrive as a vlog channel. Not to be narcissistic about it, but just, the adventures, the story behind this. That's part of my goal. Camping and traveling more is definitely part of that goal too, and I've got different content ideas based around traveling and interacting with other people outside Concord. And I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question fully without just, giving away everything. But the goal is just to continue growing this and have a decent life for my family, to provide for them and have some nice things. Like, we'd like to buy a house. We've been unable to buy a house for a long time. So we'd like to move. We'd like different things that we can't afford right now. I'd like, personally, a dedicated overland rig, which I'm not going to do with my daily driver truck. So, there's a lot that I'd like, but I don't want to, ramble about that for too long. Any plans to ever open a brick and mortar carry commission store? Yeah, I would love to. So carry commission is just kind of my back burner project. I'd love for me to be able to put more time into it and for me to grow it and it be a thing. That's an eventual goal, but right now it's just a slow burn thing where I'm having fun with it and not putting too much effort or stress into it. Like it's a thing. I'd love for it to be moving faster, but it's also just a side hustle. It's a hobby and I'm enjoying it. And you put too much stress on something like that and it just becomes a chore, and that's not what I want. What is your favorite coffee and favorite brewing method? If I'm going to brew coffee myself, it's usually probably going to be an AeroPress or Chemex. If I had to choose one, probably AeroPress. I wish you could make more coffee out of a single AeroPress, but I love how adaptable the AeroPress is, and portable. Favorite coffee, probably just about anything from Brandywine Coffee Roasters. They are so good. Everything I've had from them is just off the charts good. Big fan here, love your channel. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Honestly, hopefully just keeping on, growing, improving, adapting, and just growing this channel and business into something real and truly successful. Favorite production knife brand? Honestly, right now, I'd have to say probably Hinderer. I was not a believer of Hinderer before I bought my first XM18, and now I've bought 3, I sold 1. I'm a huge fan of the XM18. Really great knife. Like, it's everything I like about the Sebenza with better ergonomics. And you can choose what pivot style you want. Bearings or washers, or even Teflon washers. It comes with both phosphor bronze and Teflon washers. So you have 3 ways to set up that pivot if you want, and it's just a really solid knife. I love it. I really like the Hinderers a lot. Just interested in what you think your personal key to success is. So while it'd be easy for me to say that I've found success, I don't really think I have. The key to success, especially here on YouTube, is consistency, staying relevant, staying interesting, and I think I've done okay at that. I think I could do better. A lot of it is me being in my head a lot of the time, and not making videos just because I'm in my head. But the key to it is just have fun. Do what you want to do. Make what you want to make, because there's definitely somebody else out there who's going to enjoy what you enjoy. So no matter how niche your hobby is, there's always more people out there than you think who also enjoy it. And even if they don't know about it, you can teach people about new hobbies. So many people have said, I didn't know EDC was a thing until I found your channel. And that's kind of the point. Like, I want everybody to be into EDC because everybody has an EDC, whether they know it or not. But to get back to the question, consistency, hard work, determination, that willpower to succeed, those are the most important things. And also, you can never forget to have fun. I tend to do that a lot. I turn on to this like efficiency mode, and all the fun goes out the window, and that's when I get bogged down and hate what I'm doing. So I need to remember more often to have fun, because that's the thing. Like, if you see all these other successful people, they're having fun, and they've been having fun since the start. And the minute you stop having fun is the minute that things start slowing down and turning into a slog and getting sludgy and boring, and that's when things stop working. And I think that's where I've been for a while now. Not unhappy, but I've just gotten too wrapped up in it to enjoy myself. I need to get back into enjoying it, and not so stressed about the numbers and all the intricacies of it, and just have fun again. One of the last few questions I'm going to answer: most exciting moment so far in your career as a content creator, met someone, big payday, etc. I can't say that it's happened yet. Going full time was probably the best so far. That and hitting 100,000 subscribers. But I am positive that the best one is in the very near future. There's some stuff in the works, and I'm very excited about it, and it just feels good for it to finally be happening. I've put a lot of time and effort into what I do, and I've definitely hit several milestones. I've had a lot of really good days and a lot of really fun moments, but definitely sure the best is ahead, for sure. Like, no question in my mind. I'm very pumped for the next several months, the next couple of years. That's going to wrap it up. I just want to reiterate, all the videos sort of like this are going to happen on the other channel moving forward, so go subscribe over there. I'm going to be upping the content over there moving forward, because I do want to, get in front of the camera a little more and have a little more fun, just bring back some of the fun that I used to have. So that's going to be taking place over on the other channel. This one, I'm still going to try to make this one more fun. I'm just, sticking with the core content here on this channel. I don't want to detract from that too much. So go subscribe over there, and until next time, carry on.